Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the D&T Wrestling Show. This is episode 7. I am your host, the D and the D&T, Daniel, joined by my co-host with the most, Tyler, the T and the D&T. I was trying to come up with something, but I really couldn't. I was trying to come up with another snappy rhyme. I don't want to keep doing the same one. I don't want to keep doing what did I say? The man with the plan. I like the man with the plan.
Yeah.
But next time, y'all, I'm coming with something better. Tyler, tell the people how you're feeling.
What is up, D&T Nation? I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fantastic, like I always say. We actually got a pretty decent show yesterday on Monday Night Raw. So thank you, Omaha, Nebraska. Thank you, Pat McAfee. Thank you, Seth Rollins. Thank you, everybody. It was a great show, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Roxanne Perez.
Thank you, Roxanne Perez. How are you feeling about it? Initial reactions.
I agree. Initial reactions are that I agree. We'll get to maybe like a show star rating after we cover it all so that y'all know what it is we're talking about. But in general, I agree. Given that we weren't too satisfied with last week's both Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, I think they probably heard the complaints a little bit, that it felt like things were dropping into a lull, and Triple H helped us kind of get back right a little bit, back to the average at least, and they gave us a little bit of a banger. Nothing insane, but a little bit of a banger yesterday, Monday Night Raw. So, yeah, we'll get into it. But other than that, we also got, of course, Backlash predictions for y'all. Backlash is coming up this weekend, this Saturday. As we know it at the moment, the matches are set. So 5 matches. We'll go over what those matches are and what we think will be the outcome. There's a possibility for extra matches to be added this Friday on SmackDown, but not really sure the odds of that. Either way, we'll cover it and we'll tell y'all what we think. So, without further ado, Tyler, if you want to get us started off with the first promo of the night for Monday Night Raw.
Okay, so at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we got Raw starting in Omaha, Nebraska, with Jey Uso coming out to acknowledge the crowd, acknowledge everybody, say what's up, yeet a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Gets the mic in his hand, maybe says like 2-3 words, and then we get ladies and gentlemen, and then Paul Heyman walks out. Paul Heyman walks out to kind of introduce himself, or not introduce, but basically step in front of Jey Uso and be like, Jey, appreciate everything that you've done. Thank you so much. But Seth Rollins is coming for that title. That Seth Rollins is not happy unless he's coming for that title. And Jay's like, no, screw that. I'm not covered. Like, basically, he's just like, no. He basically says no.
He's like, nah.
And then, just like, nah. Paul says, oh wait, I'm losing my train of thought. So I'm just reading my notes here.
No, you're good.
Oh, basically, so Jey is like, yes, no, because Paul, I've went down this road with you before. I've kind of seen like what you do to people. Like, look what you did. Like, I knew I should have stayed away from you. I tried to keep my cousin away from you, Roman, and you see how that worked out. And you ended up actually turning on Roman. And basically, once Jey said that, Paul was like, it's not my fault. Paul's like, it's not me. I'm the one in the right, because if you've seen that I was getting treated like trash, my so-called best friend CM Punk was putting me in a situation to where I had to choose. Roman Reigns was just basically throwing everything at me, making me the front man and making me bear all the stress and all that kind of stuff of the bloodline. I was the one that put the bloodline together to try and take over this company with you guys and make you guys the front runners. Like, it was all me. It was all Paul Heyman. It was all my doing. So he's saying it's not my fault that what happened at WrestleMania happened, because they put themselves in that situation. And then basically Paul's crashing out at this point. He's screaming. He's like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Really, he's
He said
going
it like
insane.
six
His
times. He yelled it like
yes,
six
that's
times.
it
Yeah.
was yeah, he was going kind of crazy. As to the point where after the fact, Jey Uso's like, "Are you good?" Like he's like, "Are
Yeah.
you good?" Um, so it was just like it was a good promo. Don't get me wrong, like from Paul Heyman, but that was funny. And then Jay probably cuts one of the best promos he ever had, and you know says like he like basically pushes Paul into a corner. And he's like, I'm the world heavyweight champion. I'm a different man. If Seth Rollins wants a match, I'll give it to him right here, right now, tonight." And he holds up his title in front of Paul Heyman's screen, like he just looks like serious, pissed off. But he also looks a little bit scared, knowing he's like, "Did I really just do that? Did I really just kind of accept the match with Seth Rollins right now?" And yeah, so that leads into the next part, which goes backstage. Paul Heyman comes into the locker room where Seth and Braun Breaker are, and Paul's like, "I can't believe he fell for it. You were so right, Seth. You were so right. If I went out there and kind of threatened him that you were there, that you wanted his title, like he would have, he just accepted. I can't believe that he just accepted." And Seth's like, "This is the way it's supposed to be." And yeah, that's kind of a little bit of the promo. Then Paul kind of explains the whole situation to Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker just looks like a little school kid, just like, yeah, yeah. Like it kind of teased a little bit like Braun was pissed that Seth was getting the chance at the title. But towards the end of the promo, it kind of cleared up, I guess, in his mind. I think Paul made him realize, like, if Seth gets the title, you're at the front of the entire of the WWE with us. Like, if Seth gets the title, you're his right hand man. You're right there with him. So then I think Paul or Braun kind of understood that. And then yeah, so that's pretty much the little first part of Raw. The first, I think it was actually a decently long time. I think it was around 25 to 30 minutes that just whole entire process happened, and then we just lead right into the first match.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was a fun little way to start the show. I like that it was like two different back-to-back promos, and it wasn't just Paul. Like we did get to see Seth's immediate reaction. It was some big master plan. I love watching Paul crash out. Like you said, probably the best part of this whole thing was, Jay's entire contribution to the promo is not long. I mean, he doesn't do much from entrance to end. He
Mhm.
just kind of says a few things, but those couple things he said were some of the more impactful things I think that he said since becoming like a main event, but a solo act basically.
He seemed serious. He
He
just
was
seemed
very
more serious than
serious.
he ever has.
He was emotional. Like his words. It wasn't just that he was like, the script says show anger. It wasn't like, oh, I got to show anger. It felt like he was actually mad that they were like coming for him.
He was like shaking.
Yeah, something. It's almost like it all clicked for him that like he can draw emotion when it's like, well, I am actually the champ and I do want to hold this. I want to keep this. So he feels it in himself to like actually bring out this emotion, which is impressive. So he does it where he's like, he's basically like, he's holding it like Tyler said, like in the corner, and he's like, if Seth freaking Rollins, yeet, wants a chance, yeet, at this World Heavyweight Championship, yeet, he can get it full lettuce any day. Yee! And the whole crowd is like going crazy. And like you said, he's like kind of huffing and puffing and shaking because he's kind of like, oh, did I just do that? But it's like,
Yeah.
he really got into it. I loved it. And yeah, I think maybe the only part I didn't like it, and like you said it, maybe this is just the direction they want to go and how they want to tell the story, but like they were showing already, well, Braun might already be like, well, why is Seth getting the belt? I want the belt. It's like, dude, are you like,
Yeah.
do you not understand the like where I think that's what I literally put in my note. Like, do you not know where you are? Like, do you not understand the point of it? You know what I mean? Like, how could this possibly be the
Well,
angle?
that's why I think Paul was talking
Right.
down,
Well,
like talking him down on the hill,
that's
right?
what
He
I'm
was just
saying. So I get that,
chill
and
out, you'll get your turn, like that type of stuff.
I guess they're just trying to show us very clearly and plant the seeds very early that like, yeah, Braun's gonna betray Seth at some point. Like we're gonna get the big pop at a pay-per-view where Seth is standing looking one direction, and then we see the look on Braun's face, and he spears Seth from across the ring, and pop, crazy. That's coming. That might be a couple months, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I don't really have much to say. Obviously, now we have a match, a World Heavyweight Championship match to main event this Monday Night Raw. Y'all probably can see why we ended up liking this this Monday Night Raw. You started off with this banger promo. This almost really feels like a Bloodline esque type of thing where it was worthy to start the show and worthy to end the match on what started the show. Like that's how the Bloodline stuff usually would go for all those many months and years on the SmackDowns
Yeah.
that they would do stuff on. So
Yep.
that's how this felt, and I liked it. So it's cool that Raw has something like this at the moment. Other than that, yeah, I guess we can go into the next match unless you have anything else to add.
No, yeah, go start the next match.
Okay, so what we got
I
next
guess
is
the first match.
some Judgment Day stuff. It's actually Penta versus JD McDonough. So the whole idea last week that Penta had a chance, but then JD came back, interfered, cost Penta his match. This, that, and the other. So this was supposed to be the match of like Penta kind of getting his due, or getting a chance at least to get his due. There wasn't exactly a lot to say on the wrestling itself. This was fun to watch. Definitely carried by the moves that Penta does to JD and JD selling them. So JD's great at selling. Probably at this point never going to be someone that we all like cheer for or like care what he does, but he is a great punching bag. So this was just a match for Penta to do all his fun stuff. JD, he got some good moves in there, don't get me wrong. Like JD has a solid, he's a great wrestler. Like just point blank period, JD's one of the better performers.
Yes.
He's just got a weird look, kind of a weird performance. People don't really like him, whatever. So this was about making Penta look good. What ends up happening, the kind of more special parts of the match are uh, Finn and Carlito are ringside to help JD, and they do get caught because they had been interfering throughout. This is the whole Judgment Day thing, right? Like they're interfering with Penta throughout the whole match. They finally kind of like get caught doing it, and the ref does the "you're out of here." The crowd goes crazy for that. Finn does like a over the top acting job where he's like, "No, I'm so sorry, no," but he's not like doing it ironically. He's like, "No, I'm sorry." Like he's actually doing that. It's like, okay, dude, like, all right, you're
Yep.
already ejected. You know what I mean? You can't come back. But anyways, the interference though, and the ref throwing them out actually opens up out of nowhere Chad Gable to interfere. He comes in and messes with Penta, who's up on the turnbuckle. This opens up JD to do his finisher, but then he does his signature, of which he then opens up into his finisher with it, which is like a moonsault. He doesn't do like an Io Sky style where he moonsaults and it misses and he lands on his feet. He just face plants off the moonsault. Penta picks him up, does a Penta driver, and 1, 2, 3. Penta still wins the match, even with
Yep.
Chad Gable and so JD had three different interferers, and Penta still wins this match. So it's a great time for Penta. I actually end up liking this. I'll just go ahead and say it because I don't think there is like a promo where they say this later. But this is the match they use as the means to give Penta a shot one-on-one for the Intercontinental Championship against Dom at Backlash. So that's kind of what
Yeah.
this match really was. It was like a number one contender for Penta, not JD, but that's what we got out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about this? Any kind of any thoughts you got on this little match?
No,
From the
the match was really good. Honestly, it was exciting. It was high flying. It's a match that you have first in the night, right? It's one of those just
after a
exciting.
big opening promo, especially. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So it started off hot. The whole night started off hot. There was some really cool high flying spots. A bunch of flips, a bunch of that kind of stuff. This typical stuff that you get from a Penta match. And then I think JD is a perfect opponent for him, right? JD is
Yeah.
just someone who can oversell things and make those moves seem more devastating. So yeah, I love the match. I love the shenanigans. Plus, like Penta still winning based off the shenanigans. It was a good match. Where it's expanding on the Chad Gable Penta feud still, but it's also Penta's still in that IC title look off of Mania. So it's just everything's kind of blending right now. He has a couple different spider webs that he's got going.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the match. The match was good. Like I said, I think it's a good way to start off Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. I'll say this, like, whatever they're cooking up, this obviously much grander story of El Grande Americano and all these lucha, like it's only going to get crazier because they just did the whole AAA signing, and we're already getting word of all the different people that are officially signing contracts. One, I'll just go ahead and say it, why not? But one, as far as I'm aware, is being Alberto Del Rio. That's somebody, not that he's a
Yep.
luchador, but you kind of get the point. Like, big names are coming, y'all, to WWE from South America, especially. Not only South America, obviously Mexico is North America, whatever. But the point is, they built this character up to be the anti-luchador, the anti-Latin wrestler, and they're just bringing in more who are all very talented and very well known, especially in Latin America. So I'm
And
wondering
El
if there's
Grande is going to whoop all of their asses.
exactly. I wonder if there's going to be some bigger thing, if American Made and like I guess we'll kind of get to it later, maybe how American Made gets brought up, but that I just want to put that in everyone's mind. Like I could see that being a larger thing they tell, this bigger story of like luchadors versus a bunch of like pretty much American heels.
Yeah. No, I can
So
definitely see that. It would be nice. It would be exciting.
yeah,
That just gives Chad Gable more matches, and I think we all love
gives
Chad
him
Gable matches. So
something cool, yeah. Because right now they can't
yeah.
really seem to give him a belt, which I get it, but he's too good to
Dude,
not
he would be so good. He would be
with a
so good with
belt.
a belt.
Yeah,
He'd be so
it's.
good with a belt.
I think the time is coming. I think he's like slowly but surely putting himself. Every WWE fan can't deny that Chad Gable is a staple of wrestling.
He just should have been the one that dethroned Gunther, man. He really should
It
have. I love
is. It
Sammy,
is.
but no, he should have just
They
done it. He
tried
should have done
the.
it.
Well, Chad trained Sammy. It's like, why not just put Chad in the match? Like, what the fuck?
Dude, those matches
But
were so good. They were just
they
Monday
were.
Night Raw bangers.
They were.
Um,
Those were good
anyway,
times.
we'll
Yeah, we can go on to the next.
yes,
You
we'll
can
uh,
take
we'll
the
move
next
on
one.
to the next one. The next is a Judgment Day promo in the back. JD is just
Uh,
asking why Gable was there. Go
no,
ahead.
no, no. The next one is
Oh
the.
no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, it's a Waller. It's a
You're
Waller
good.
Theory promo. So yeah, the next one is a Waller and Theory promo. Grayson Waller's back there with Adam Pearce, kind of just jumping around like, "Oh yeah, I'm ready for a match." Oh wait, no, it's against him. Are you serious? Well, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be against him. He's just saying him. He didn't say who it was. And then Pierce is like, "Well, what do you want me to do? Like, it's already scheduled, all that kind of stuff." And then Theory walks in, and it's like, Grayson Waller's like, "Oh, Austin, what's up, man? I got look, I got you the match instead. I didn't I felt bad about myself last week, basically wanting to do it myself, and I got you the match instead. Or do you want to accept it?" And Austin Theory is like, "Yeah, of course, yeah, let's do it. Like, awesome." And then he's like, "Who's it against? Who's it against?" And he's like, well, we'll just keep that a surprise. We'll keep that a surprise." And then
That
then
has
it kind of
never
fades.
ever been a good thing in WWE. Ever, never in the
No.
history.
So has us as fans guessing who it is. Austin Theory is excited to get his match finally. And then so then Austin Theory comes out, does his entrance, cool, awesome. And then we're waiting to see who comes out, who's the guest or who's the secret guy. And lo and behold, we get Sheamus back in the WWE again after a little hiatus. So Sheamus comes back. Everybody's excited. Everybody's happy, screaming, "Yay, Sheamus!" And Austin Theory's looking at Grayson Waller like, "Are you serious?" he's so pissed off. He's like, "I can't believe you just did that." And the match goes on. Sheamus looked pretty good, honestly, for taking a couple. He wasn't Burger Sheamus. He was actually kind of jacked. He was ripped Sheamus.
Banger Sheamus.
Yeah, banger after banger Sheamus. And he was hitting hard like he normally does. He had these. It was just like Booker T says, like a meat match, dude. He was just hitting hard. He was smacking. He was doing his kicks. He was doing his boots. He had a decently long match for his return match, but really it was just kind of unfortunately an Austin Theory just
Yeah.
beat down. It was but it was to tell the story. Every 5 minutes, Austin Theory was looking at Grayson Waller, and Grayson Waller, mind you, cannot look Austin Theory in the eye. He can't even watch the match. That's what they're showing. They're moving that story along. So yeah, the gist of it is Sheamus comes back. We're all excited for Sheamus, but the real thing was the Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, A-Town Down Under, starting to crumble from underneath our feet. We can just see it right now. every chance they got, they were trying to tell the like it was honestly like really good like camera work, really good theatrics from both of them. I mean, they were doing pretty good. Just telling that story like Austin's beaten and battered in the corner, and he's like, "Why, dude? Why did you do?" Like he's literally saying like, "Come on," but like, "Why did you do that?" And Grayson Waller's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Like that's basically what he's doing. But no, I'm unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately. It was just a good match. It was a really good match. Yes, Austin Theory did lose. Sheamus did win his return. And yeah, that's it. What do you feel about it?
No, yeah, you hit everything nail on the head, that kind of thing. I'll just say, you know, I think Austin Theory looked really good in this match. I think he looked better than Sheamus. He made everything
Yeah.
look better. He sold everything when he did his moves. I think he just looks more athletic. His moves are more athletic. He doesn't get a lot of TV time. He doesn't get a lot of match times, or I shouldn't say not a lot of TV time. He does get a decent amount. As far as me and you are aware, he gets a lot of the Canadian commercial break
Yeah, like
TV time,
the commercial
which
break stuff. Yeah.
it's more than a lot of people get, right? That kind of, and especially some of these people that just got cut. But what I'll
Yeah.
say is, Austin Theory, like he knew, hey, I'm getting a singles match. People are going to talk about Sheamus's return. I got to make myself look good, and he did. Like I hope as we keep going, Austin Theory maybe starts getting seen more as like a Dolph Ziggler and not the way Austin Theory was maybe built up to be under Vince. I think people just still have this bad taste in their mouth
Well,
about Theory from
and
then.
that's why I think this storyline is so good for him because
Yes,
it's like
yes.
it's making people feel sorry for him.
Sympathy, yeah.
Because it's like that's just like that, and that honestly, that's a perfect way to get over that stigma, the stigma that he had, right? It's Austin, you were here, then you went to a tag team division, and then now you're just getting screwed over by this guy week after week after week after week. It's like watching an abusive relationship. You're just like looking at them,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Man, I
Well,
just feel bad for you. Like, I want to help you." That's how you can turn him into a very, very good baby face. Like people are going to give him the Otis pop because it's the same thing that they did with Chad Gable and Otis.
that's I was
Same
actually
exact
just
thing.
I was literally just like gonna kind of allude to that. What I would say though is
Yeah.
it doesn't always mean that it is going to work. I would more say I think this is how you do it, and they should do this, which is obvious. That's what they're
Yeah.
doing. It's just more like I hope that the crowd actually clicks with it because nothing would be more tragic than all of this happens. Maybe there is a big pop when he turns on him, right? So the big moment where he turns around and punches Grayson right in the face and they fight or whatever. And then I would hate
Yeah.
that like the first time Austin Theory comes out by himself to cut a promo as a babyface for the first time in years, and the point is to get us to cheer for him. I guess against Grayson Waller, he like doesn't get a pop, doesn't really get the cheers, possibly even still gets booed. You know what I mean? That would be it's over for Austin Theory at that point. Like literally, his time in WWE is over. He would have to go to like
It
TNA
would be.
or
Yeah.
like
It would be.
for at least to some time to revamp himself completely the way that let's say Drew McIntyre did. That's how I kind of see Austin. As a matter of fact, I would almost say that the parallel right now is literally Drew McIntyre, who was once upon a time the Vince McMahon wonder child. Did not, did
Yeah.
not suffice and did not work as the wonder child, maybe kind of became more of a man, let's say, outside of WWE, like literally grew up and then came back as a whole new person, a whole new character. What I'm saying though is I don't want that to happen to Austin Theory. It's worse for us when good talent leaves and has to come back later. It's better if he can just
Yeah.
develop now. But I'm
I
not
agree.
going to get too caught up on Austin Theory. He is like a low mid carder. It is what it is. But that's all I got on that. Did you have anything kind of more to add to
No, I just
Austin?
yeah, I think it I think it will work. The only problem is that people are probably exhausted because they were hinting at it
That's
before
fair.
Mania last year.
Right? Yeah, it's
Um,
been like a
and
year. It's been
yeah,
over
it's
a
been a long
year. I didn't
time.
even think about that. It's but this is on
It's been a
this
long time.
is no no. Let me ask you. So I'm so serious. Is this not the longest feud in all of wrestling right now?
It is.
An
It's very
over a
long.
year long story you've been telling?
And
That's
they
crazy.
even did it in NXT.
That's
So
true.
Grayson turned on Theory in NXT. He made him lose the match against Obafemi.
That's right. And
So
they never broke up. Isn't that right? They just never
yeah,
broke
so
up. It
they
was
were
like
just
what?
I'm assuming they were testing the waters. They were testing the waters of like what people react, and people reacted really well. Like literally the NXT crowd when they were down there a
Oh
couple
yeah.
months ago were like what were they saying? They were just like turn on or
Turn on
he's gonna
Waller.
turn or something like your turn, yeah, something like that. Whatever they were saying, like, or yeah, it was like he will turn or something like that.
See, but that's the whole thing.
So yeah,
That
and
NXT
then
crowd, they're like us. It would be as a whole
yeah, yeah,
small
yeah.
stadium filled of people like me and you. That's why it sucks because they know stuff. It's just the regular
Yeah.
audience. They're not quite as
So
informed.
that's why they were just dipping their toes. They were dipping their toes, and
I feel you.
you
I
know,
didn't
I
even know that.
think I feel like Austin. I feel like both of them don't want to do it, but I think it's more corporate wide that wants to do it. Or it could be vice versa. It could be them wanting to do it, but corporate wide not doing it. It's one of those two
I
options.
would say they do need to
But
do
I
it.
think
Yeah.
I think they need to do it too for just the sake of their career. I mean, I think they could be a great tag team. I thought they were deserving of the tag team championships back in WrestleMania 40, and they got them. And just if they were a part of what they're doing with the tag division now, I just think it would be good for them. But it's whatever. We don't need to spend too much time on it. But I mean, yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah. All right. Well, then we'll go into the next promo. This is actually just the continuation, really, of the Judgment Day thing I was talking about before. So they kind of cut to the back, and this is where JD had just lost, like I mentioned, and he's now finally going back there to kind of talk to everybody about like, hey, like to Carlito and Finn mostly, like what's up? Like why did you guys get ejected? And then he's kind of like to Dom, like you weren't even out there. Like he's pissed, right? And then he's like, well, why is Gable even there? Like, what, you guys didn't know he was going to be out there? You couldn't stop him, and like he's basically saying that Gable interfering is what lost him the match, when it's like, no, Gable interfering is what
Yeah.
even gave you a chance. Like, it's so heel, it's just so troll, like obviously to like piss you off, but whatever. So that's basically what they say. But then the real interesting thing is that AJ Styles comes up kind of out of nowhere. He just like,
Yep.
not something you maybe would have expected. He immediately goes to AJ Styles. He looks at AJ Styles and he says, "Hey Prince, how you doing?" Like, okay, little callback to kind of remind Finn who he is, because AJ he's a vet, he's older. He would know Finn better than a lot when back in the day when Finn was one of the top dogs, kind of thing in wrestling.
Yep.
And so Finn has his look on his face like he's shell shocked, like, oh, I haven't heard that name in a while. And he's like, it's almost like he's having like, Vietnam flashback memes like right there in his head. Like,
Yeah.
man, I used to
It's
be
like, oh, I
I used to be
am
fire.
Prince. What are you
Yeah,
talking
yeah, I
about?
am
Yeah.
Prince. So as AJ is like talking smack to, that's what he's there to do, is talk smack to Dom about the IC title belt. But Finn is sitting there like literally having flashbacks. Like he looks shell shocked. Like I said, I just find that funny. AJ basically goes, "I'm here for that I'm here to take that from you." And they're like, "Okay, old man." And he's like, "I may be old, but I'm here." He completely messed it up, but he just rolled through it. I thought that was funny.
He really did do that.
Even
That's so funny.
he kind of laughed at himself. I don't think it like killed the promo, but it was funny to be like, okay, he couldn't say the word. He goes, "I might be old, but I don't mean I can't beat you up, Dom, because I am here to take that Intercontinental Championship." Like he sounds it out completely when he gets
Yeah.
a chance. And
He
Dom
should have
just
just
goes,
said IC. He should
I
have
know,
just
I
said
know.
IC.
That's why I just said it earlier when I said IC. I didn't even want to feel like doing it, but basically, yeah, like they carry on the promo as normal, and Dom ends up just going, "Man, what am I supposed to do? I've got Penta on me. I've got or he no. First he says, I didn't know being champ would be this hard. I didn't know everybody would be coming after me like this." Like, I love this little character of his where he just doesn't understand what it's like to be champ. It's like, he's not that dumb, dude, but they're pretending like he is this stupid. Because if you remember, he did that angle where he's like, "Hey man, now that I'm champ, I was hoping I could get like a month-long vacation to Adam Pearce or
Yep.
whatever." And Adam Pearce was like, "No, Dom, now that you're champ, you have to be here more than everyone else." And Dom's like, "Oh, right." So they're keeping that running, like he doesn't know what it's like to be champ.
Well, he's still or not a millennial. He's still
He's
a
supposed
Gen
to be,
Z
yeah,
kid, right?
I
Like a
know, I
lazy
get it.
Gen
I
Z
get it
kid.
exactly. That's exactly what it is. He's a lazy Gen Z kid. He's Ray's lazy bum son, whatever. They're just keeping it
Yeah.
going. It's fun.
By his deadbeat dad, Rey Mysterio.
Exactly. So to end it, he basically just turns to Finn and he's like, I need to deal with AJ. He's like, "Finn, you have a long history with AJ. You can deal with him for me, right?" And and Finn goes, "Oh, so now you just bloody think that I'm gonna do anything for you now? Am I? Because you're the champ." And Finn's AJ Jesus, so many names going around. Dom's just like,
You know?
he's just shocked. He doesn't say
He's
anything.
like, what?
And Finn's like, nah, I'm just playing with you. And he's like, of course I'll do it for it. And then he kind of just like, whatever. They all just kind of walk off, and then that's kind of that. Like, it's just like a little awkward thing, but they've been no. Maybe this would be the longest story. I would love to go back and see which one started first. Finn, the hinting that
This one
Finn
is
would
pretty
leave
long.
the Judgment Day, or that Theory would betray Waller, because like they've been doing it forever, and this is just another page in that book. Oh, Finn might leave.
Uh,
Like that's all this promo was, in my opinion, and to just give us the idea that AJ. I guess I'm confused. Is AJ not on SmackDown? Like now that I'm really thinking about it, was he not just
no,
on
he got
SmackDown?
he got transferred. He got
moved. Oh,
transferred to
that's
Raw.
right. That's right. So
He got transferred to Raw.
he is officially making his move that he's not interested in being in like a Logan Paul feud or some off-belt feud. He wants to be in the belt conversation for Dom's IC title. So, what are your thoughts? That I know I just kind of went a million miles on that, but what do you think about the little Judgment Day thing?
I think it was fine. Yeah, it's like you said, the Finn has just been ever since basically Liv Morgan had the world title from the very beginning. Finn is I guess a self-conscious dude is what he is, because he's like, oh, I don't have a title, so now I'm down here. Like I need to have a title because I need to be on top. I need to be up here, and that's what his mindset is. And I mean, it's a good character to have. I think it's like it's a good heel character because it's like, oh, you'll do anything and everything to get what you want. And I think people are behind it. I think Finn Balor fans are, they should be happy. I think he actually has a character that he can kind of build off of. The only problem is if they do end up, satisfying that and making him have a title, where do they go from there with his character? I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know, because now he's like, I don't have anything, so I need to get something. When he gets something, what do? It's kind of like it's something that they got to figure out. So, but yeah, other than that, no, everything was good.
Okay.
Finn talking to Dom and being like, what the hell are you saying? Like, you want me to do your dirty work now? It's like, oh, no, I'm just playing with you, man. I'm just, it's whatever. But yeah, I'll help you. I'll help you. So I like the feud. Obviously we've been he's been pissed off ever since Mania, even before Mania. So it's like we're gonna get it. It'll probably come back to Finn versus Dom at maybe like SummerSlam, I would think, something like that. So yeah, we can go on to the next thing. What's the next thing is the New Day approach Chad Gable in the back and tell them that Gable and American Made should be getting more opportunities. And Gable's like, yeah, I think you should. I think you should be. Is this where Pierce is like, when they start walking away, is this where Pierce is like, hey,
no, that's later. I know
that's later? Okay. Okay, but yeah, it was just a little short promo just basically saying that. And then Becky walks up and they also say that they're on her side. So just all these heels are just kind of coming together. They're just like, yep, they're just all coming together. And then as that, they take Becky out into the ring to cut a promo. Basically saying that she's been treated like the bad guy, but she's the victim because Bayley has been attacking her forever. Basically kind of the same stuff that she was saying last week. Yeah. But they calling Bayley garbage. And what do you do with the garbage? You take the garbage out. And when you take the garbage out, you should be praised for taking the garbage out and not ridiculed for taking the garbage out. And then saying the same exact thing to Lyra Valkyria, but instead calling her recycling because she is her recycled self. She is Becky Lynch's recycled self. She's the other Irish woman just trying to, step in and do all that kind of stuff, right? So just calling them both garbage and recycling. And then Lyra comes out and is basically like, I'm not recycling. I'm better than you have ever been. I will be. I'm still better than you are. Then Becky's like, I've been voted best accomplishments, or what was it for
basically
Sports Illustrated?
Becky's like, no, I don't. It's not just me saying I'm the best. Sports Illustrated said that I'm
That's
the
what it
best
was. That's
ever.
what it was.
Yeah,
Sports Illustrated said I'm the best ever, and Lyra's like, okay, you know what? If you Sports Illustrated, cool, like you are the best. You're the first like Grand Slam champ, whatever she said, but you're not the Intercontinental champion. And she's holding up you're not the first Intercontinental champion. And she's like, that irks you. That makes you pissed off because you're not the first something. You're not the best something. And I am. I'm the best something. And the feud between them is good.
it
I
is
can't
good.
deny it.
I like it.
I can't deny it. Like the feud between them is really good. Like Lyra is in her bag with this one. She's definitely stepped up her game.
This is like making her career right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
Oh yeah.
this is
Oh yeah.
way more
Becky
interesting than
is
anything she's done up to this point. I would.
Yeah, Becky is
Yes.
helping her us. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying with the freaking US title too. Put these legends or these like higher card people
Yes.
in the
Yes.
mid card titles. Put them in there
Like have
because
a
it just
mid-carder
elevates.
versus a person, and it all
Yes,
kind of
dude, it
evens
elevates
out.
the
Yeah.
title. It elevates the title to here, to here. If Becky Lynch is chasing after this title, once this title, it's like, oh shit, Becky Lynch is trying to get this title. I should be trying to get it because she's she's the man. She's the man, right? So just put these people in there and just see what it does. Becky is killing it with Lyra. Obviously they have chemistry because they did stuff in NXT. They're both from Ireland. They both trained together for years and years and years, whatever it's been. But no, Lyra has stepped up her game. She is getting to that main card level to where she could be contending for a world heavyweight championship or a WWE championship. This feud right here is pushing her, and I would not be surprised if she loses this IC title. She gets implemented into the world heavyweight picture right then, right afterwards. I see it. She's impressing so much. Her promo ability is getting better. Just only thing I can't stand, and I told you this, her voice is her voice is just so hard to listen to sometimes.
It is.
But it's okay. It's okay because some of the stuff that she's saying is actually meaningful. Again, I just thought it was a great promo. They ended up having a little scrum. They ended up starting fighting each other. Lyra, like Becky basically takes down Lyra. Lyra starts to leave or whatever it is, and Becky's like, "You see this disrespect?" Well, she just says it like 3 or 4 times, and then Lyra runs back in. They start scrumming again. So yeah, it was just it was a great promo. Again, I'm super invested into this feud. I think it's real. I think it's a top tier feud right now, and I'll give you my predictions later on for a Backlash. But what do you think about it?
Yeah, no, you just covered everything really well. The only things I'll really add in there are like kind of how Lyra delivered some of these lines. I thought they were great. So like when she comes out, she does a whole she's like, you're calling me recycling. Well, that's funny because you're the recycling. She says, you've been recycling the same act and moves for
Yeah, she
a
did say
decade."
that.
And
She did say that.
the crowd pops on that. They're like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Then she keeps coming down and she's like, it's she said something like, it's funny you're saying all this because I've already done more title defenses for this belt than times you've shown up to work this year. Another ooh,
Yes,
like
exactly.
pop.
Yep.
Then
Another
later,
one, yep.
When she's like, what's the other one? I just had it in my head and now I'm forgetting. Hold on. Let me go back through the notes.
It was another like how many times you've shown up in the past year or something like that.
Well,
It was
I
another
remember
one
what
of
it was.
those.
It was the Sports Illustrated thing where she basically goes, let's list off Becky's achievements. Like this is how she does it. She's basically like, first women's champion on SmackDown, like you said, like first women's Grand Slam champion, first women's IC champ. Oh, wait, that was me. And then she holds up the belt. Crowd loved that. They loved that.
Yep.
They stood
Yep.
up and they clapped for that. I don't know why that was the one that everyone like popped on, but those were the 3 big like, wow. Lyra is hitting her with zingers. Like these are not
Yeah.
little girl bars. These are not like poorly delivered. She's brought this emotion every single time the two of them are out there. For I think what is this, the 3rd promo now that they've done. All 3 of these promos have been
Yeah,
awesome. The best work from Lyra, bar none. Nothing she's done in WWE has come even close to this. Like anything I did see of her in NXT, no, sorry, it's like not even close. Like this is really good stuff. I hope that this is like not just lightning in a bottle, that kind of thing. I hope it's not like, well, just because it's Becky, she can bring it out of herself. I hope that like she kind of sees what is working with the crowd and she goes, okay, I need to do more of this going forward. I'll even say this, like she looked hot. She dressed a little like more, showy than like she normally does. Like this really was a new Lyra Valkyria that we're not used to seeing.
Yeah, it is different. She's
She's
not this.
maturing.
I mean, I don't know what she's. Yeah, she is maturing. Yeah, because I don't know if I like that gimmick of her with the. She is the
She's
Falcon
just
or the
like the
Valkyrie
Raven or
or
whatever it
whatever.
is.
She's like
Like
the bird.
yeah,
Yeah,
and she's very
yeah.
like
So
she's
it's
like a
like I don't know
Disney
if I like
character.
that. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Because I just don't think you can be taken serious with stuff like that. But with this, yeah, I think she's up in her game. So
Yeah.
yeah. Again, I love the feud. I think it's great. Um, so yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'll give my predictions on kind of what I think is going to happen at Backlash here at the end of the episode. But yeah, that's what I think, and then you can take the next match.
Yeah, so going into the next, this was an actual match. No build, no nothing like that. This is just kind of a continuation of what happened last week. So this is Roxanne Perez versus Io Sky. This was a fun match. I think this was possibly match of the night, either this or the main event. This was probably just the best technical wrestling match. A lot of really fun spots and fun match psychology. They're really just showing that yeah, Io might be the goat, but Roxanne is the young goat right now. Roxanne is an amazing wrestler. She is destined for greatness. She does everything right. She's great on the mic. She's got emotion. She's great in the ring. One of the best already. She's got the looks. Like what more could you want, right? Like at this point, it's kind of up to Roxanne to lose it all. But this match, as far as the match goes, Roxanne was really the one carrying like the match psychology. She was the one like focusing in on Io's. I want to say it was like right leg the entire match. Io did her normal kind of move set, but then like as it went through, they were playing it up that like Io had a harder and harder time doing her normal move set because so much of it is determined on her jumping, leaping, uh, explosiveness, right? Like that's Io's whole thing, or even using strength, which would require her to use her legs. So as she's doing more of these moves, she's like grabbing her leg and all these things, and it looks like Roxanne might have a real chance to win. But I love how they end it, where it's like Roxanne initiates. I don't know what else to call it other than like an infinite pinning spree, where you're like one of you tries to
Yeah, it
pin.
was. It was like
You do like roll up after roll up after roll
yeah,
up
a bunch
after
of
roll
roll
up,
ups.
and
Yeah.
you just keep going 1, 2, roll up, 1, 2, roll up, 1, 2. They literally did that back and forth until Io got her. Io 1, 2, 3. Io gets it, and Roxanne looks stunned, like oh my god, oh my god, and the crowd actually like. You can literally see them in the background. They went nuts for this when Io won
Yeah.
off that pin. So this was like a
Oh yeah.
really great. Like if they made this the main event, I don't think anyone would have been like mad. People would have been like, "Oh, this was actually really good. This was actually really good." Let me see if I had any notes on like specific things. Sorry. And then so this match it ends with Io kind of getting that roll up pin. Real shocking. So no finisher to end it or anything like that. Which I think is significant, right? So I think they want to run this back and have a
Yeah.
real match where it's not just like a cheeky roll up pin, whatever. So Io is in the ring, gets her belt, gets her hand raised. Roxanne goes to shake her hand. And immediately everyone is like, no, don't. Roxanne, if you watch NXT, is a horrible person. She betrays it. She's not a good
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
She is a heel. And so, like, and Roxanne's a great heel. Like, even just, I think something people
She's
need to
great.
realize,
Yeah.
like, body movement and like body acting really matters in WWE, and her kind of movements and like the way she does things is very convincing. So she looks like, yeah, I'm gonna shake your hand, and Io shakes her hand. Kind of crazy, but whatever. She shakes her hand. That's it.
Yeah. Right.
That's it. Roxanne walks off. Io, everybody's kind of like tense because it's like, okay, when's Roxanne gonna attack her? And then no attack comes. Io turns her back towards Roxanne, who's walking out of the ring, and like raises the belt. And then you tell me if I'm lying to these people or not, Tyler. Did I not literally go, oh, this must be so Julia can... So we're watching this live.
You literally said, "Where's Julia?"
I go,
You said,
where's Julia? Where's Julia? She has to come in now. She has to come in now. As soon as Io turns her back, Julia runs in from behind, attacks Io Sky. The crowd is losing their mind. And then Roxanne just starts laughing. The camera's right on her. She's laughing. She runs back in, and they literally just beat Io's ass. They hit her with two,
Yep.
I would call them hangman super kicks because she's being like strung up by one of them, so the other one can just kick her right in the jaw. And they did that twice, and then hit her a couple more times, and then just posed for the camera. That was it, because like the crowd is chanting Rhea, Rhea, but they made a point at before the match even started to be like Rhea Ripley is actually on a press tour in Australia right now. Well, what do you know? Because her kind of new buddy, Io Sky's getting attacked. Io saved Rhea last week, but Rhea's not even there to save Io this week. This is all
Yep.
important because I would assume this is where a promo next week is going to kind of go. It's going to touch on this fact that Rhea wasn't there for Io, but Io was there for Rhea. So I'm guessing we get the tag team match next week for the main event.
Yeah,
Actually,
I can
I
see
would
that.
actually assume it's the main event: Rhea and Io versus Julia and Roxanne. But what do you
Yeah, I
think?
can
What
see
do you
that.
think of this kind of match and following promo and just all of it?
No, the match is good. I mean, Roxanne has been killing it ever since she's come back to the main roster. Uh, Roxanne and Julia. I don't know if they're still doing anything in NXT. Obviously, the NXT is going on as we speak, so like it
True.
could be. Um, but yeah, I don't know. But they've been killing it in the main roster. Roxanne is still doing kind of what I was talking about a couple weeks ago. Of she is a very technical wrestler. She likes to manipulate body parts and focus on body parts, like you were just talking about with Io's leg. Like now, that's I don't know if that's her normal style of wrestling, or if that's just kind of how they're booking her right now because she is an unknown commodity in the big picture of WWE right now. Um, Even though she literally just broke the record for the Royal Rumble, so I don't know why they would
Yeah.
paint her as that. I don't know. Anyway, WWE is just weird like that. But no, but the match was still good. Like it's a dream match that we all book in our calendars one day, right? It's Io versus Roxanne, Io versus Stephanie, Io versus Julia, Rhea versus like we're getting all of these dream matches right now, and it's great for the women's world heavyweight picture. Uh, I think we could all agree that the women's world heavyweight picture is probably better than the women's WWE picture with Tiffany Stratton. Um, in my opinion, I like the world heavyweight picture a lot, like because you got Bianca when she comes back, you got Rhea, now you got Julia and
Yeah,
Roxanne, you
it's
got
a little
Io
more
Sky, who's one of the best wrestlers in the world. A
it's a
little bit
little
more
more
diverse
set
is
up.
what I'll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, no, the match was great. Like I said, keep saying. So, not too much else. We can go on to the next match. You want me to take care of that one?
Yeah. Go for him.
Okay. So the next match is Otis. Otis comes out with Alpha Academy, and his opponent is Rusev, based off the attack that happened 2 weeks ago. So Rusev and Otis actually get to go one on one, face to face. And this is I was talking about Booker T earlier. This is no bread, no butter, just meat, bro. This was an insane. It was honestly one of the better matches of the night. Like it was a good match. It was a really good match. Like
It was good.
Rusev, I was telling Daniel, I was like, I kind of like Rusev's style of wrestling better than Aleister Black's.
You did say that. That's
And
right.
I don't
That's right.
know. I don't know if it's just like the powerhouse wrestling. I don't know what it is, but it's not even just powerhouse because he's got these like he drop kicks, dude. He gets up like he got up like
Oh
Otis
yeah.
is 5'10". It said he got up to literally his head. His feet were like above his head and doing drop kicks. Like he did that multiple times. He was doing multiple big knees. Like Rusev just seems like a big powerhouse, mean. He seems like a Goldberg type of wrestler, type of
That's a
threat.
solid comparison. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be in the main event scene like that. I think he'll stay kind of in that mid card. But who knows? Who knows? He could
It'll
be
take
like the
time.
next Bronson. He could be like the next Bronson Reed and just be like this big monster, right? And yeah, just roll with that. Like again, I love the match. We ended up getting Rusev winning based off of tap out from Otis. So Rusev, I don't know what he was. Oh no, it was called. Do you remember what his move was called? The thing he did.
Oh, what is that called again?
I can't remember what
I
it's called,
used to
but
remember what that's
he
called. I can't remember now, but it's like
because Michael Cole said it. I just don't remember what he said, but he got him into his like sleeper hold, like he's laying like this, and kind of like got him like a full Nelson, but between his legs, that type of deal. And Otis ends up tapping out. 1, 2, 3, or not 1, 2, 3, just tapping out, and then but like Rusev is still holding on to it, like so it's like the match ends, and Rusev is just still holding on, not letting go, basically waiting for Otis to tap out or pass out, and Akira Tozawa comes in, and it's like get off of him, basically get off of Otis, and Rusev's just like I don't want I don't want no trouble. I just kind of wanted to just destroy him. Rusev starts walking out. Akira goes and like comforts Otis, and then Rusev runs back into the ring, literally with no jump up from Tozawa. Just literally picks him up, throws him, and power slams him back onto Otis after the fact, and just keeps. And then I think he put Otis back in that same chokehold that he had, and just kept going. It was just to show how devastating he was, to show how powerful he was, how strong he was. Just your typical stuff that WWE does, right? So yeah, again, I thought the match was really good. Honestly, like Otis hit, like they would do these like bounce off the rope spots and just hit each other like freaking brick walls. Like they both seemed strong. Yes, Otis ended up tapping, but they both seemed strong. They both seemed. I think didn't Rusev even like pick Otis up and like slam him, side slam him or something like that?
Point, pick him up and side slam him.
Yeah. So yeah, again, I like the match. The match was good. A lot of cool, just like again,
rope running, like off the ropes,
yes,
run into each other off the rope.
A lot
of that was like, let's just see two big, giant, fast guys run into each other as fast as possible. That was a lot of what this match was.
Yeah. It was it was just like I said, no bread, no butter, just meat. And that's what it was, man. All meat. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
I just want to add this note because I remember it just popped in my head that I had mentioned it during the match, and I want to just mention it on the show for the sake of history keeping and maybe like a prediction quasi, but remember, I was saying like I already see it in my mind's eye that what they want to do here. This angle is, Rusev was done dirty by the WWE in the past. In a very specific way. In a very specific way, Rusev was done very dirty, and as we know, it is literally known that Vince McMahon did that on purpose. Like what he did to Rusev was done on purpose, and on that, like, it's wild, okay? So what I think the angle here is literally Rusev takes Maxine from Alpha Academy. And that, for those that know, kind of see what I'm saying, but, like, that's what I think the angle here is, that Rusev is kind of like the scarier, dominant man, and the more important thing here is not just that he's beating up Alpha Academy. I think that he's going to, like, take Maxine from them. That actually lends more to what I predicted last week as well, that I think Alpha Academy gets cut. So, I literally think that's what's happening here, that Otis and Toadzawa lose Maxine, and she becomes like the right-hand woman to Rusev for however long as the new who was it back then?
I didn't deny you. I kind of agree with you.
I just want to say it. I don't know if it'll actually happen, y'all. Maybe we have moved on to better, more.
It would be a crazy angle if that's what they went with. It would be an absolutely crazy angle.
So wild, you know what I mean? And then maybe the angle is that Otis gets her back, right? Because people actually do love Otis, so that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I said it was a Bowser and Mario situation.
Bowser, no, that's right. You did say that. It would be literally Bowser and Mario. That would honestly be perfect. And Tozawa is Toad. So it literally Toadzawa.
Toadzawa. Toadzawa,
that's
man.
perfect.
Oh my god.
I'm titling this episode Bowser, Mario, and Toadzawa.
Can you make the thumbnail just a AI generated
I'll
picture?
See what I can do.
Tozawa as Toad.
That'd
be awesome.
That would be great. But that's all I got on that one. Unless you had anything else to add on top of it.
No, I don't. That was awesome.
Guys,
we're good.
Mario, Bowser, and Toadzawa. So I'll take the next one. Got two little segments left. So we got Pat McAfee and Gunther get to be in the ring together before their match Saturday. So I don't actually have a ton of notes on this, mostly because what really happens here is a lot of what we've already kind of seen. So this is really Pat getting a chance to say a lot of what he said last week, but kind of like to Gunther's face. And a lot of it was the same idea, just like, that guy over there, Michael Cole, he's my friend. Like, you don't get to touch him and think you can just walk all over guys like us. Like, I'm here to stand up. Maybe you will destroy me, but like, God damn it, if I don't give you a fight and at least punch you in the mouth one. Like, he's just saying stuff like that.
He said, I'll keep getting back up. I'll keep getting back up.
Right. He's acknowledging, like, I'm probably going to get destroyed here. And Gunther's like, basically the angle, and this is the only real thing of note, I think, from this promo, is that they're kind of showing, like, well, what is Gunther's genuine reaction to all this shit that Pat's talking? Because he's talking more shit than anyone has ever talked in their life. So Gunther's reaction is, basically, You are a weak man. You will not beat me. I will destroy you. I will pick you up. I will put you back down. You will get up and I will put you back down. And I will keep doing that. I'm going to like end you. You're going to regret that you got in the ring with me. Like he's getting scary and getting in his face. And then he just kind of like drops the mic and walks out. And that's kind of the whole.
He says, by the grace of God.
Yeah. He's like screaming. He's like, by the grace of God. It'll take the grace of God to remove my hands from your neck or your throat. And then Pat's just like,
and just drops the
mic. Like, all right. And then he just drops the mic. That's pretty much it. Oh, I will say the kind of like the noteworthy thing Pat said that I think kind of like set Gunther off was that Pat was like, Gunther, you're soft. That's kind of like, he's like, I think you're soft now. And we all like him and the crowd, the WWE, we all know you're soft. So Gunther's like, okay, like you think I'm soft, y'all think I'm weak. I'm going to literally destroy you this Saturday. Like I'm done with the BS. I'm done with the talk. I'm not weak. I was the longest reigning champ for IC. I was one of the longer reigning heavyweight champs since the belt's been started. Enough is enough. So yeah, did you have anything to kind of add on to this? I guess like I don't.
No, he just said that was pretty much it. No,
this
Pat
is more
was just
like
repeating. He said,
yeah. I was gonna say just real quick. This was more fun to watch than like us sit here and explain. If that makes sense. There's not a lot that was developed.
Pat did 90% of the talking.
Exactly.
I mean, Pat was just like basically pleading for his life. I don't want to say pleading for his life. He was saying
just
like
defending himself.
Yeah, just defending himself, defending his morals, everything that he stands up for. And like I said, Gunther is just like, you were literally saying into the party. He's like, Gunther's like saying he will kill you. Like I will kill you. I will kill you. That's basically what he was
exact
saying.
Words. That's what he was basically saying.
Exactly. But yeah, Gunther. I think again we'll get into the Backlash predictions, but that's pretty much it for me.
Okay. I can take this last one, but if you would want to, that's fine. I know it because it's kind of that's your guy. So
it's whatever. We can we'll roll into it. So Seth Rollins versus Jey Uso. This is the match that was hinted at the beginning. And made official at the beginning of the show. Jay, to your point, you put in your notes, Jay does look in much better shape than he has. He looks like he's definitely taken this title run serious. But yeah, so they have the match. This match is great, by the way. Has so many close falls, like 2.999 seconds. After multiple different finishers, we got another kind of callback to WrestleMania. We got another spear into a pedigree, a catching spear into a pedigree, multiple stomps, multiple splashes, multiple kicks. This is the turning point for Seth. He's going to win. This is the turning point for Jay. He's going to win. Not much interference really from Braun, a little bit, but really it was just a great match. Bunch of finishers. Seth does not get pinned, dude. Seth does just not get pinned. He is highly protected, which is reasonable, right? But again, fantastic match. You can mention some of the spots, but I will say it does end up getting interrupted by after like the 20th or 25th freaking pinfall that they tried to do. CM Punk comes in with a chair and does disrupt the match and basically just ends it right then and there. CM Punk does end up. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
There was
Sami Zayn comes out before CM Punk. So Sami Zayn comes out and messes with Braun Breaker a little, or messes with Seth Rollins a little bit, and then Braun Breaker comes in and just decapitates freaking Sami Zayn.
Sammy.
The match goes on for a little bit, another pin happens, and then CM Punk comes out with a chair and interrupts. It comes in.
A notable thing is that Braun does get a chance to also spear Jay. Then Jay gets back in the ring, and it looks like, okay, that spear to Jay is what's going to get Seth this win, get him this World Heavyweight Championship. Then CM Punk comes in with the chair. Yes,
you're so right. Yep. So yeah, you're so right. CM Punk comes in with the chair and then beats him up, all that kind of stuff. Then we get Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman out in the middle of the in the runway, and we have the final shot being CM Punk, Sami Zayn, and Jey Uso all in the ring at the same time. And that's kind of how we end the show. That's is there any spots that you want to point out or anything like that?
No, you went through it. I would just probably just move on to where. Oh, you know what? I will say one thing. I have it right here in the notes. So this is a heavyweight championship match, singles match. No, or there is DQ, pinfall or submit. This is a normal match, y'all. And CM Punk comes in with the chair, hits Seth Rollins, gets hit by Seth. All these things. No bell. No bell at any point. I'd have never been diagnosed. I probably do have ADHD. This rubbed me the wrong way. I was sitting there waiting, just waiting for a
Like,
bell.
where's the
No
bell? Yeah.
bell. So I'm sitting there like, okay, this match isn't technically over. I want y'all to understand something. I'm saying this. I'm saying this so it doesn't catch y'all off guard when it happens. If they do a promo next week where Seth comes out and he's like, I never lost that championship match. I didn't hear no damn bell. Yeah, because remember they ran it a couple years ago when they accidentally did a 3 count on the Randy Gunter World Heavyweight Championship match. I say a couple years ago, it was like last year. On that Randy Gunter match, there was a 3 count when there wasn't supposed to be. The next promo they run on the next Monday Night Raw is Randy going, I didn't lose that match. Like, I won that match. Y'all all saw the 3 count. Like, I deserve a rematch. And they actually let them run that, but all it was the ref messed up. You know what I mean? But they worked it into the promo. I could see them being like, Seth being like, as far as I'm aware, if I catch Jey Uso somewhere in this ring and I pin him 1, 2, 3, I'm the new World Heavyweight Champ. That I could literally see that being the promo. Just so y'all know, they never rung the bell. It should have been rung. Match should have been over, but they never technically called it. So technically, right now, a ref never counted him out. A ref never counted the 3. No one ever tapped out. The bell never rang. As far as I am aware, in the real world of fake wrestling, that match is still happening right now. That's how I see it.
Yeah. It's a 24-hour match right now. That's kind of what it's doing.
They're just going. It's an Iron Man match.
They're just going great.
But that's the only. I'm trying to think if I had any other like crazy notes. I guess we saw our new kind of like Avengers in the ring. CM Punk, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso. At the moment, it's looking like CM Punk won't be turning heel anytime soon. They're further cementing him as a face. All this is setting up is who's gonna be the third member. Who will be the person they bring in for Braun and Seth?
Yeah, that was kind of my next point.
It could be anybody.
Yeah, it's like, but now they have 3 people on the good side. Who is going to come in and help Seth Rollins, and who is Seth Rollins going to bring in? Because I'm sure the next episode of Raw is going to be like, well, now we're outnumbered. We need somebody. Like, we need to find somebody, and then we're going to get that somebody. We'll figure it out. And we were predicting a couple weeks ago Austin Theory and Grayson Waller breaking up. Austin Theory could come in. He could. He might not be the most menacing. But I think that if he's put in that situation, I think he could thrive.
Well, I think
all you got to do.
Oh,
go ahead.
No. Say what you're about to say, and then I'll follow.
All I'm saying is all WWE has to do is just not make him lose. They have the rights to either make somebody win or lose. If you make him win, he's going to be menacing, and he's going to be a part of something. Like it's just going to look better. It's just going to look better.
I was going to say maybe how because you brought up a great point that right now he's not the most menacing. So slotting him into the top heel kind of group at the moment would be a little. Like, okay, that might be a big risk, but I think the way you do it is it's quite simple. Like, instead of having him, we're all expecting some big face turn, Theory turning on Waller and becoming a face. It could just be that Theory doubles down and proves to be even more heelish. He like sets up Theory.
I have to think of myself. I have to think of myself, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he sets him up and he betrays him even worse than Waller's been screwing him over, and it almost makes us feel bad for Waller type of thing because of how bad Theory maybe beats him up or. I don't know. It could be anything, right? Or maybe that's the whole angle is that Waller thinks he's going to set up Theory, but then Theory blindsides him with Braun and Seth, and now we see the new group. Could be that. Yep. And it could be a lot of people. There's a lot of different people that could be put into this trio that would make sense. I know I've seen people shouting
I still want Carmelo, dude.
Carmelo would be awesome.
Carmelo so bad.
I guess my problem is now Carmelo is the Andre the Giant thing, and I just think it would be like a weird pivot to yank him out of the Miz stuff on SmackDown and the Andre the Giant and all that, and then just put him right on Raw with all this. It feels like it, but I agree with you that it would be cool if Melo was a part of it. Like it would make perfect sense. I'm actually starting to low-key think that it's I don't know, actually. I don't understand what's going on because we were just being fed Logan Paul versus uh, Jey
Jey Uso.
Uso, and now that's just not a thing.
I
So
don't
I'm
think it'll
kind
be
of.
Logan.
But I'm like, well, where
It
is
needs to
Logan
be
going? Like,
a younger full time guy. It needs to be.
yeah. But maybe we can cover that on our next episode before the Raw, and just kind of give like we'll have more time to think about it and really, or we'll
Yeah.
see how Backlash goes if they do anything around it, and then kind of go from there. But
Yeah.
okay, well, look, if you have nothing else to say, or no, let's do a star rating for the show. For
Yeah, we
this
can do
Monday
that.
Night Raw.
Go ahead. You got it first.
I'll start off. So I gave both episodes last week, Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, a 2. I will go ahead and give this one a 3.5. Much better, much more interesting. People I care about, not just like one good promo that carried the whole show, a couple different ones. Not anything
Yeah.
in this show that I would put above and beyond like a good amount of shows in the past that I've seen where I'm like, oh, this is super memorable, but it made me feel good
Mhm.
that I took the time out to watch it a couple hours of my night last night, that kind of thing. So it's not exactly in the middle, 3 stars, but it's harder for me to put it any higher than 3.5. I mean, if this had like some, maybe if someone, like if the belt actually changed hands, I would immediately put it up to like 4. Okay, because then at that point we're talking about a genuinely impactful, you would want to go back and watch it Monday Night Raw. But that might, maybe this wasn't like a go back
Yeah.
and watch the whole thing type of show. Maybe just go watch, a promo or two. And I'll say real quick, we got our boy Clay J2K in the Clay J2K in the chat. He says, "Yo, the new layout is sick. Appreciate that, my friend. We did want to have a better layout for y'all. This is something we've been trying to cook up for a couple weeks.
Yep.
And when I say that, it's pretty much Tyler saying, "Hey, man, just do these few things. It's really easy." And my lazy ass going, "Yeah. Let me get to it. Yeah, let me get to it." And then I finally just got around to it. And here you go. We have a layout for you. So as well, and I'll go ahead, Tyler, real quick. If you are catching this on YouTube, Clay just chatted to us on Twitch. You now get to see our nice, pretty Twitch names that are right here on the chat. Come on in. We plan on doing about every Tuesday, 8 p.m., every Saturday around midday, and then when, for instance, we got a pay-per-view coming up, we actually are probably going to end up doing an episode. What am I trying to say? We're going to see if we can get an episode out to y'all on Sunday for that pay-per-view,
Yep.
and then continue to do the episode that following Tuesday for the Monday Night Raw. You see what I'm saying? So hop on
Exactly.
in, come chat, y'all. Like if you are watching this on YouTube and you genuinely like the show, come be a part of it. You know what I mean? Come and ask us questions. We will literally shout you out right here and just be like, "Oh, hey, this person's got a question. Let's address it." Like we don't care. We want y'all here. So,
Yeah, for sure.
Let me not derail. You give me your
Also,
star
go check out the
rating.
WDN4L podcast.
Yeah.
Clay is
What am I
the
saying?
host of that, so definitely go check out that because he's our boy, and we do make some co-appearances on there
sir.
sometimes.
If you're a football fan, the Who Dat Nation for Life podcast, our friend Clay runs. Big shout out to him. You cannot go wrong listening to that show. I've been listening to it every time he releases a new one, especially if you are a football fan. But even if you're not, you can learn a good bit from a knowledgeable fan like Clay. So, yeah. Anyways, sorry. That has given you enough time, of course, to think of your star rating. What did you think of this Monday Night Raw?
Mine was gonna be a 4 from the beginning.
4? Okay.
It was gonna be a 4 because I think everything that happened was meaningful. Everything that happened in the show was for a storyline. It wasn't for just some BS like throw it out there for 1 week and have it.
Fair.
And then
That's
the matches were good too. Like the promos were meaningful. It advanced storylines. The matches were all good. I think, in my opinion, I think all the matches were at least 3 to 3.5 stars plus. And then, yeah, we got the banger promos of Jay at the beginning. We got the banger Becky and Lyra promo, and then the last match of the night, or even the Pat McAfee promo, I thought was really good.
It was
because
good.
he can cut good promos. So yeah, and then we just get the thriller of the who the hell is going to win this world heavy. We got a world heavyweight championship match on Raw, an actual match on Raw. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 just because of all of those factors.
Fair. You're right.
Yeah,
I totally see that.
Yeah, so that's my rating, and with that is the wrap up of Monday Night Raw of May 5th, 2025. And now we move into the Backlash predictions for this Saturday. So just to give a little bit of a rundown of what the matches are, we have, and I don't know what the order is. I have
Yeah,
no idea what the
we're not
order is,
exactly
but
sure.
yeah, and honestly, this is May 6th. This is Tuesday before. There could be another match added on Friday Night
Good
SmackDown
point.
before. We have
Yep.
no idea. We're just going off of what is announced so far. So right now, the matches stand: Intercontinental Championship match between Dom Mysterio and Penta. We have the United States Championship match in a Fatal 4-Way versus Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, and Damian Priest. We have I think it's an unsanctioned match from what Daniel said, and I do believe that is correct. It's a Gunther versus Pat McAfee match. Then we have the match with Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria for the women's IC title, and then I'm assuming what's the main event is one final match: John Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE Undisputed title. Do you want to take it away with your first prediction for
Yeah, why
the
not?
IC title versus Dom and Penta?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll just add real quick. I think the only one we are sure of is that the main event will be John and Randy.
Yeah,
that's
I think
probably the only one.
that's
Yeah.
definitely the go off because it's in St. Louis. Everything, yeah,
It's
that's
John
definitely the main
Cena
event.
too. Yeah, all of it. But we'll get to that one there at the end. So we'll start off like you said, Intercontinental Championship match: Dom Mysterio versus Penta. This one is actually kind of hard for me to guess right off the bat. I don't know if they want Dom to keep this belt super long, and part of me wants to think that the reason I brought it up earlier, and this wasn't for no reason. I try to have intention behind everything. I think there is a reason that they're giving us this angle that like Dom doesn't appreciate the belt, he doesn't understand the weight behind it, the responsibility behind it. So I really want to say that Dom loses this. The only thing is that logically it doesn't make sense for him to lose it so soon because I think he is like a good star. He's someone people like to see on the screen. Everyone's been waiting for him to win this belt. It's like it would be wild
Yeah.
for him to lose right away. Um, so I'm going to reluctantly pick Dom here. That's going to be my official pick, given that we do keep track of the predictions here. I am going to go with Dom, but I really wouldn't be shocked at all, like not even one bit, if Penta wins this match. So that's where I'll put it for now. I'm going to go with Dom
Yep.
off the simple idea that he probably shouldn't lose it yet. But there are so many things adding up to him losing. I'm telling y'all, do not be shocked if he is a one and done champ. So what do you think, Tyler?
I think it's going to be. I think Dom is going to retain. I think for yes, the simple fact that he's only had it for a
Right.
month. But, and me personally, I think I even put it in our who is going to dethrone champions. I think I put Finn Balor, and Finn Balor is going to end up dethroning Dominic Mysterio. So I think that's later down the line. But I think Penta loses based off of more interferences from either El Grande Americano or Chad Gable, one of the two. I think they get involved, and I think it actually costs him the match this time. Or there might be some sneaky heel thing where Dominic hits him with the chair, gets disqualified, so that he retains the title. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be a lot of Dominic's ways of winning is like 2009, 2010, 2008 Randy Orton, where he would just get counted out with John Cena and he'd be like, nope, I'm out. I won the match because I'm out. Right. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how it's champion's advantage. Right. So I think that'll be a lot with Dominic Mysterio.
Okay.
So yeah, my prediction is Dom Mysterio for the winner of the IC title match.
Okay. You want to take the next one?
Yeah, the next one is, at least how we have listed here, is the United States Championship Fatal 4-Way between Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, and Damian Priest. I do think that Jacob retains. Not much I don't think Solo or anybody I don't think they interfere. I think Jacob just, I think he just straight up wins the match. I don't think there's going to be any sorts of, outside interferences. If there is, I don't even know who would come out because everybody that's been involved is in the match. So it's I don't think really anybody's going to come out. Maybe Tama Tonga and Tongaloa come back, right? they've been gone for a little while. Maybe they come back and help and interfere with the match and help Jacob win, that type of thing. So that could be possible since it is a fatal four. There's no disqualification. But yeah, the bottom line is I do think Jacob Fatu is retaining.
Yeah, you pretty much just said my exact prediction. I think there's a very, very, very high odd that Tama Tonga and or Tongaloa come back, make sure that Jacob does not lose and Jacob wins the match. It's as cut and dry as it possibly could be. Should be really fun. I think it'll be like a lot of fun spots and like a really good match, and then there will be that inevitable point where, okay, this is where it's super scripted. You guys have to make sure this all happens this exact way, and Jacob wins in the
Yeah.
end. Somehow, some way.
Yep.
But I am wondering where they want the Solo and Jacob kind of like breaking to truly happen. I'm like, is it this match already? Probably not, but maybe they started.
No, I don't
like,
think it's this match.
you
I
don't
don't
think
think it's
so?
this match.
Like maybe Solo gets
No.
involved and fucks it up somehow, but then I'm like, that just sound. I think because is this for Jacob's first defense as the champ? Is this his first one, or did he already defend?
Yeah, because he's only had the belt since Mania. It's only like 2.5, 3 weeks
So
out from that. So
it's the same idea. It is kind of almost wild that his very first title defense is.
I think Solo. I think Solo might do something that would possibly cost him the match. Jacob ends up getting out of it somehow. And then like Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga, if they're in there as well, they actually help Jacob win. And that's kind of what will separate.
Yeah,
that'll kind of
I like
separate
that.
Solo. It's like, what the hell are you doing? You almost made me lose. At least they tried to help me and made me possibly win. Something like that. I don't know. Again, I don't think Jacob Fatu needs the help is the problem, because they are pinning him as this like terrorizing
That's what I was about to say.
being in the WWE. But just to advance storylines, they could do something like that. But again, I don't know. I just have him winning just off the sole fact that yes, he's only had the title for a couple weeks. So.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think if he hasn't had this literally, like now that I'm really, really thinking about it, a fatal 4-way against Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight as your first title defense is nuts. That's
is
actually
crazy.
Like,
this
that's
is crazy.
actually really wild. And like, again, it's fake. It doesn't really matter.
Three main eventers.
If this was like a WWE 2K thing where it isn't fake, right? This would be nuts. The odds of you winning would be low because these are 3 really good wrestlers who are.
Yep.
The odds of you beating them is low. But what I do think this is like a chance to be like, Jacob Fatu actually could just steamroll all of them. That is.
It also just shows how much stronger the United States title picture is right now than the IC title picture.
Yes, that is true.
Because it goes back to what I said last week. It goes back to the U.S. title is the main event of SmackDown right now. It is. It is. That's all
true.
you have.
That's actually
because
true.
John Cena's not there.
Right.
John Cena's not there. So that's what you have. Yeah, Tiffy would be it. But for the men's side, it is the U.S. title.
Would be,
the U.S. title is. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it would be jokes if they were able to do maybe during draft season where there's some promo of some kind where it's like Jacob and Dom come into contact as champs, and one is like obviously a truly menacing good wrestler champ, and one is a fucking rat. Like, how would they interact? You know what I mean?
That would be great. That would be great.
But, that's all. We can go on to the next one if we're ready for that one. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, let's go on.
We both got Jacob on that, so right now we're down the line.
Yep, right now we're tied, and I think we'll probably be tied.
That's actually
we'll probably have the same answers.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because there's only 5 matches so far right now, so it's like it's hard to kind of differentiate.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, so it does. But do you want me to take the next one, or you want to take the next one?
Yeah, you can take the next one.
Okay, so the next one is Gunther versus Pat McAfee. The unsanctioned match, from what I believe, is an unsanctioned match, and I think it's obvious. I think Gunther's winning this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I just think Gunther's winning this. I don't think there's much to say.
I'll just also say I also think that there's not even much that needs to be said. I think the entire point of this is to just keep Gunther established as the big bad guy on.
I will say I think Pat is willing to get cut open, and I think Pat is going to be bleeding from the whole top of his forehead down. Like it's going to be. It's going to be like a. Go ahead.
This could end up being the most memorable thing Pat McAfee has ever done in WWE. Like, I'm not kidding when I say that. I think you're right. He wants those clips, those pictures of him bleeding, maybe having like a chair around his neck. I don't know. I don't know. I'm wondering if he gets thrown off of something, gets thrown off the stage onto a table, just whatever Gunter's
I'm sure he will. I'm
like
sure he will.
sadistic mind could come up with, that kind of thing. So
There's gonna be a ton of spots. So
I
okay,
think,
that
yeah.
moves into yeah. So we both have Gunther. That moves into the next match, which is the women's IC Championship match, Lyra versus Becky. What are your opinions?
Yeah, Lyra versus Becky for the IC belt. I mean, I have Becky winning. Me and you predicted this like before WrestleMania. Like I'm pretty sure we said
Yeah,
this would happen before even WrestleMania. So it's all just actually happening. I guess we're not even really drawing enough attention to that. Like we already said this was going to happen weeks ago, y'all. And I'm not even
yeah.
acting like that's like a genius thing because you could have seen other people predicting that too. Like if you're like a real in the know wrestling fan, you saw this coming. That's the best way to say it. And that's what we gave y'all in the show. Now you have it. The exact view we predicted is unfolding, and I do think it's opening up. I don't think you said this about Lyra earlier. I actually think you said this about who's the other champ?
The
That
women's champ.
No, I literally cannot think of who you made this. But basically, the idea here is that Lyra, she loses this belt, and then she's gonna get launched right into the, or maybe it was Lyra that you were saying this about.
It was Lyra. It was
Yeah,
Lyra. I was talking
yeah.
about Lyra. Lyra
I think
loses.
Lyra loses this. Becky becomes a nice heel. She continues this heel run and further establishes it. She can win it and then go on to do the same idea right now with some other younger
Yeah.
woman. So you kind of double dip on this effect you get from Becky, while Lyra gets to take this momentum and go right after maybe whoever comes out of this giant feud with Io, Rhea, Roxanne, and all them, right? Like you kind of set this all up, and then, or actually maybe Lyra is your Mrs. Money in the Bank. Now that I'm really thinking about it, because that is coming up,
Could
and
be.
I could actually see Lyra being Mrs. Money in the Bank.
Could
That
be.
would be that would be pretty good for her. So, there's a lot of kind of angles you can run from there, but yeah, I do have Becky winning this match. Who do you have, my friend?
They have actually something different.
Ah, you going with
I
Lyra?
do.
Okay, I
So
like it.
yes, I'm going Lyra for the sole fact that I don't think this feud's over. I think there's too much heat behind
Okay.
it. Um, so I think Lyra retains, but by a Bailey interference. I think
Oh
Bailey makes her comeback.
shit! That's a good prediction. I won't even change mine to steal from you, but now that you even just say it, I absolutely see that happening because they're calling
Yeah.
Bailey out by name so much.
Yep.
Dude, fuck! I didn't even think of
So
that.
I
Nah, that's a good prediction. That's a great prediction.
I say Bailey's coming back and going to interfere with the match, and Lyra obviously retains based off of
Well,
champion.
okay.
Um,
I'm thinking, do you
champion.
think they
What
even
do you
have a
call it?
winner, or is it just DQ ends the match? Maybe.
Well, it'll just be DQ ends the match, but
Okay,
like
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
yeah, DQ ends the match, but it would be Lyra winning. And
Technically.
my thoughts, obviously, this will set up a triple threat, I would think, right? Like later on down the road between all three of them, because Bailey is probably going to be like, well, Lyra, you didn't really like
You
help
didn't.
me
Yeah, yeah.
or whatever it is, right? Something like that.
She'll literally come
So
back and
yeah,
be like,
and then
That's actually perfect because then you have two vets who everybody
mhm,
loves, who did actually help Lyra get to where she is, and they both have a
yep,
very good reason to be like, hey, screw you. And Lyra's like, haha, don't you all love me? Like, aren't I this big lovable character? And they're like, no, screw you, little Lyra. Like, as soon as I was hurt, you went running back to Becky and got the belt with her. Like, screw you, dude. I don't want to be. No, that's
yep.
perfect. That's perfect.
So
Damn.
that is
Okay,
my guess.
okay.
That is my guess.
So Lyra retains off
Tri-
of that's
Triple
totally fair.
H, book me, bro. Book
It's
me,
gonna
bro.
be hilarious when Becky
I'll take the
does
pay
win.
increase.
It's gonna be hilarious when Bailey does interfere, and that does cause Becky to win anyways, and I'm still right.
Yeah, it could do that. It could do that. Yeah, you could. Honestly, you could be right. But like I said, I think there's so much more with this feud, especially how Lyra has been acting recently with Bailey Becky, and then obviously Becky and Bailey have their thing, or it could just be like what we just said. Lyra loses, immediately goes to the main event scene with the women's title, and then Bailey comes back at some point and interferes with Becky, and then they feud together one on one. But who knows? With this match in specific, I think it's going to be Lyra retaining.
Okay. All right. Well, unless you got any more thoughts on that, we can Go to the last one.
Nope.
I got Becky and you got Lyra.
Yep.
Cool. Well, for the last match that we are aware of at this moment, WWE Undisputed Championship match. John Cena, the champ, versus the challenger, Randy Orton. So, here's the prediction that I like for this match a lot. Okay, you ready for this one? I'm not acting like I came up with this on my own. I saw someone mentioning it. And it's not like it takes, again, this is not like a genius take, but it's like once you think about it, you're like, wait a second. Okay, so John Cena, what is this thing right now? I'm going to ruin, he's not just the champ. He's like, I'm going to ruin wrestling. I'm going to make this the most unenjoyable experience for all of you. I don't want to be fun for you. The point here is not to entertain. The point is just for me to make my money and then leave with this belt after, what is it now, like 24 appearances or 25 or whatever it is.
Yep.
So, okay, he's against his longtime rival, Randy Orton. Randy Orton, who once upon a time, in a championship match against John Cena, at the start of the match, turns to the referee and slaps him in the face to get DQ'd and end the match. And he takes his belt because you can't win a belt off a DQ victory and walks out the stadium. That was the main event of that
so
pay-per-view.
good.
I think John
so
Cena
good.
gets in the ring with Randy Orton. The bell rings. He smiles like a literal villainous ass smile, and Randy's like kind of confused, and he kind of slowly. He's gonna slowly turn his head to the ref who's standing right there, and he's gonna just like start doing fake WWE punches to him, like completely wailing on the ref. And then the ref's gonna eventually get up and like, you know, out of here, ding, ding, ding. It's just going to be insane. And people are going to lose their fucking mind. Because people are going to realize what's happening, like, immediately. And the boos are going to be out of this one. Now, don't get me wrong. They cannot end the show on this. So the show will end with what I believe will be not a championship match between John Cena and Randy. Just Randy and John beating each other up, which is now technically just like a no-match backstage brawl almost. I think it'll actually go into the crowd, the stadium, and it'll just be Randy beating John's ass kind of thing. But I do think John will ruin the match. He will ruin the championship match and attack the ref at the beginning, a la AKA throwback to what Randy did to him, just reversed. I think it's the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity. Once in a lifetime, you're only going to get two guys that have done this kind of thing before, facing each other again, where one is now a heel and one is now a face, complete swap. All these things add up to just do it. Get the kids who have never seen it involved. You know what I mean? They never even saw it, so they're going to be like, "Are you serious? Like what?" All of it is it'd be perfect. So that's my prediction.
Oh yeah, it would.
Technically, Randy wins off of John hitting the ref, and John is still technically your champion. So I guess what I'm saying is, like, I have John retaining the belt, yes. But
okay, so
I do want to put. I do not have a prediction that John Cena just pins Randy Orton and wins the match. That is not my prediction.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah. It's just John is still the champion.
John is still the champ,
which is what matters. Okay. You know what? After your explanation, I think I'm gonna do the same thing, but
let's go.
I'm gonna do. I had John Cena winning regardless, but I'm gonna do the other thing, where it's John Cena versus Randy Orton at SummerSlam 2009, like I had mentioned earlier. And, you know, the match gets a little too rough for John Cena. And he's like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just going to walk out, get counted out, and that's me.
Same
me.
idea.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here. You know, screw this. I'm not losing. I'm not doing this. I'm the WWE champion. I don't have to do anything. And the crazy part about that is he did it like 4 more times, and Randy still won the damn match in 2009. So it's like it's crazy. So I think it's still going. I would like it to happen. I'm not going to say it is going to happen, but I'm just going to fantasy book it right now because I think that would be absolutely hilarious if that happened.
Then how about this? We'll say my prediction is the ref DQ and yours is the count out. Like,
it's the count out.
So that'll be our stipulating thing there. So no, okay.
Because I don't think John wins a clean match. I don't think John wins a clean match.
That would be ridiculous.
His entire
to beat Randy right now, John. That's
I'm just saying. I'm saying in his
entire
retirement tour. I don't think he wins a clean match.
Anything. No. That's exactly what I'm saying. He has no business beating anyone clean because he's not he was already like a good, not like top tier wrestler. He had a pretty standard moveset that he constantly ran.
Yeah.
It's worse now. It's obviously worse now. So you can't be like, well, John Cena actually somehow it makes sense that he's pinning Randy Orton 1, 2, 3. Like, no, that's so stupid. That doesn't make any sense at all. Randy's actually been in shape
Yeah.
in wrestling for years still. These are two different people. It only
He's a
makes
legend
sense
killer,
that
dude.
like
He's a legend killer.
the only person that actually should win, the person that should win the match is Randy Orton. Like that's just simply
Yeah.
fact. But they're not going to let that happen. Randy should be the one to hold this record if he can keep his health in line for the next, let's say, like 3 years. But they're going to have to find a way. That's kind of the problem with winning a belt. You have to win it and lose it, and win it and lose it, and when you have to lose it to win it back and beat those numbers.
Yeah.
So. That's not going to happen yet, but I think it is coming. Either way, I've got John Cena punching the ref or hitting the ref to get DQ'd and win the belt back. You've got him getting counted out to 10 on purpose, getting the belt back. Either way. Should be fun. I love it. I'm really excited for this pay-per-view. There were a couple stinker pay-per-views last year leading up to it. Even if the pay-per-view ended up being good, because I'm not even going to call out anything. Some of y'all might be like, oh, which one? Which one, dude? Yeah, you're not getting it. Suck it. You're not getting it, okay? There were some that leading up to them, they just felt boring. Like, leading up, I did not care that it was happening. Those days, we were probably sitting there playing League of Legends, and I forgot the pay-per-view was even on, that kind of thing. I would say this Saturday, exactly. This Saturday, though, I do care. I do want to be there, sat in my seat, exactly when is it? It's probably like 6 p.m. or something, right? Like 6 p.m. comes around, I want to watch it.
Probably 7, yeah, probably 7.
Whatever time they usually like to do the North American ones. But the point is, this should be fun. It seems a little predictable, but I honestly don't care. There's a lot of good people in it, and who knows what unpredictable things will happen, right? There's a lot that could happen. So, do you have any more thoughts on what's coming up? Anything for the people before we kind of get out of here?
No, I think, just make sure you go follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We're going to be posting some more stuff on there. I have some new ideas on how to clip some stuff, so we're going to be posting some more things there. It's the DNT show or the DNT pod. It's D and ANDT spelled out. So yes, please go follow us on there. Again, DNT Nation, thank you so much for joining us today. If you're here, if you're not, whatever it is, we do appreciate you so much for coming in, commenting, and doing all that you do. Mr. Daniel, you can sign
I'll
us
say
off.
this, if y'all are on that YouTube video right now, watching on YouTube, please please subscribe, turn those notifications on if that's something you like to do, and I'll even say this, leave us your comments on who you think will win in these Backlash matches.
Yes,
like I said,
please.
there's nothing more than we want than when we started this channel than to hear from y'all. Like, that's the whole point of this. We want to start a community. Tell us what you think. Join the Twitch chats, join the streams. Y'all see it right here on the screen. You see it right here below me, and you see it right there underneath Tyler's name. Come on in and join us. With that being said, episode 7, that's it. That's all we got for y'all. DNT Nation will be back either this Sunday or at the very least next Tuesday. Peace!